3, 2, 1.
You may cut the ribbon.
What is it about a Hanover tomato?
They're just juicier than any other tomato you can get anywhere else.
We are just so excited that we're able to do this with our community and for our community.
We're very glad to make Hanover our home.
It's through the endless efforts and support of our community partners that we're able to provide such excellent service.
We just love Hanover. I mean, it's just a great place to be.
Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Supervisors and the team of County Administration, my name is John Budesky. I am proud to serve as your County Administrator. Today I get to serve as a messenger of some pretty amazing work that we have done together on behalf of our community. Hanover is better together. Today you will see that theme. I want to thank the Chamber, all of our regional partners, all of our business community, and all of our citizens for what you do with us each and every day. The work that we do as a government is complemented by all of your efforts, all of your time, all of your commitment. Whether it be the volunteers that give countless hours of service that we will recognize here today, the new businesses that have come in and found Hanover a home, our existing businesses that have grown and expanded and see the value in committing to Hanover for the long term, we thank you. We are better together. I'm extremely proud of the team that we have here. When I use team, it's everybody. It's everyone working together, not only in Hanover, but in the region. We have a lot of our regional partners here today. I thank you for being here. Together, we are better. This year, it has been extremely an honor to serve this Board of Supervisors. We've done a lot of great work that I get to share together. This board has provided a great deal of leadership to the team and to our community, representing our 110,000 constituents each and every day. And I thank the board and thank them for their commitment. This is a team sport, right? So I'm blessed to have 3 deputies that serve with me every day. Todd, Jay, and Jim, thank you for your leadership and the work that you do. Many of you have had the chance to see these individuals. They step up and go above and beyond for our community every day. We've also been blessed through some great opportunities to bring some new folks into our organization. We've had some individuals have earned some well-earned retirements. And as they've moved on, we've been able to add to our leadership team, bring in new ideas, perspectives, energy. And our leadership team continues to evolve, continues to bring in great talent. And what I'm most proud of is a number of these individuals have moved up in our organization and have grown. And that talent that they've had, their experience in Hanover and other jurisdictions, is just continuing to make us a world-class organization. It's easy for me to say, but I'd rather you hear it from them.
I've been with the county for about 2.5 years now.
I started here with Hanover County in 1997.
I started with Hanover County in August of 2004.
I chose Hanover because it's my community.
Hanover's given me the opportunity to follow a lifelong passion of mine.
They invest in their employees, and that was the #1 thing.
The hiring pay here is fantastic, and the schedule is unbeatable.
I've never thought of working anywhere else. Every day is different, and there's never a dull moment.
I was looking for more opportunities. As an employer, Hanover County works for their employees.
And on behalf of those 1,400 full and part-time employees, it's really my honor to share with you some of their accomplishments. Look, we don't do the work we do as public servants to win awards or recognitions, but it certainly is an honor when we're recognized by our peers, by the region, by the state, and even some national organizations for the high levels of performance. You see that we've been recognized across divisions, across offices, including our constitutional offices. We're extremely proud of these efforts and proud of the recognitions that are well-deserved. Here in Hanover, for us, you may have heard this hashtag over the past few years, and we've been branding everything here in Hanover. Really, here in Hanover is special to each of you in a different way. Here in Hanover is what makes Hanover such a unique and special community. Here in Hanover is us working in conjunction with our citizens, making a difference, learning, listening, and implementing ideas and thoughts and perspectives of all of our residents. I'm extremely proud of our communications team who helped pull this together for us today and their leadership each and every day. I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize Mr. Tom Harris, who is about to retire at the end of December. Tom, thank you for all of your service to Hanover County. Thanks for all you've done for us. Can we give Tom a round of applause? Tom and the team led by Kristen have been very visible. I hope you've seen them at the events and activities and really making a difference. When we're out there, we're spending the time to learn and listen and engage. But it's because of that feedback that you're providing us that's making us better and better together. I hope you've seen over the past few years a concerted effort on our engagement activities. We've really worked hard to make sure that we're getting information to folks in different mediums and ways and out there as soon as possible. We've rebranded the Hand to Here in Hanover. If you're subscribing to that now, you're getting weekly updates on all the activities, information, and upcoming events. But resident feedback, we've done more resident feedback in the past few years than we ever have. It is influencing policy and project direction. Social media is a means that many folks continue to use to communicate, not all. And so we need to be conscious of who is using social media. We still have residents that love getting that newsletter in their mailbox every 4 months. Community events. We're putting on more and more of ours, but more importantly, partnering with you on the events that you are doing in our community, getting to be part of our community. It's so exciting. One of the big events that happens every year, one of the biggest events in the nation now happening at Green Top, being a part of that event, augmenting those kinds of activities and others throughout our community have been a great opportunity. And coming soon, for those of you that love your phones, we're releasing an app for all things Hanover that you can get key information just at the touch of a button. What we do is intentional. What we do is measured. What we do is set goals, budget to achieve those goals, and measure, evaluate, and reaffirm. This past year, the board updated their strategic plan. This is a living document. We evaluate this annually. I appreciate Dr. J. Brown's leadership on the strategic planning process, but all of the departments, all of the board's representatives, we received substantial feedback from our residents. They're hearing, they're listening, they're providing feedback. This strategic plan will continue to serve us, not only through the end of this board's term, but we will revisit it and reestablish it with the new board. Envision Hanover. Many of you know that we have done comprehensive land use planning in this county for a number of years. Over the past 2 years, we branded our comprehensive land use planning efforts Envision Hanover. I saw many of you at these events. Thank you for all of your feedback. We've received over 4,000 touch points of feedback at different events throughout our community that influenced the most recent comprehensive land use plan termed Envision Hanover. We just adopted that in September. That will serve as a foundation for our future growth. It'll be reaffirmed with the new board in the year to come and really build upon that plan as well. But as you think about the comprehensive land use plan and our strategic plan, they're just a piece of a puzzle. Really, to see that vision come together, we have to bring together our transportation plans, our public utility plans, Parks and Rec master plans, other kinds of work together achieve success, not independently. And you will see more opportunities in the next year to engage in these processes. What activities do you want to see in the community? How can we make sure that we have the public services to support them? This is the work that will be coming. I'm excited to undertake this with the new board in the year to come and engage our community even further. Connect Hanover. One of the biggest issues we hear from our folks that don't live in our suburban services area, and even some in the suburban services area, is connectivity. We have entered into partnerships with All Points Broadband to serve over 6,200 new residents in the next 24 months. This will serve all of our folks from Cold Harbor to Far Beaver Dam, north and south. We have a plan to have almost 95% of our residents covered in the next couple of years, and we're going to solve the other 5. We're committed to providing opportunities for all of our residents to be connected to high-speed internet. Not only has that project allowed us to move a well-needed initiative forward, but it's a partnership. We were able to bring our federal funds together that we received through ARPA. We were able to receive another grant from the state, and we're also bringing private investment, over $20 million on top of those funds to implement this in our community. We also, competition breeds opportunity. We now have, even in our Comcast service area, Glow Fiber is making investments in our community. We're seeing others have interest in our rural areas that not only will provide that competition, but choice, but also cost competitiveness, and we're extremely excited about that. We are a community that recognizes our needs and makes those investments. I'd like to share some of those with you now.
It's been a banner year for investments in our community, beginning with the Montpelier Recreation Center and Library, rising from the ground up.
This facility truly reflects the wants and needs of our community.
Construction on the 20,000 square foot facility kicked off in April. It's slated to open next summer.
You may cut the ribbon.
Hanover Fire EMS raised the bar when it unveiled a new state-of-the-art burn building in October.
We want to make sure that we're not only training new firefighters, but also keeping our firefighters sharp every day and honing their skills.
And a new fire station will improve response times near Laurel Meadow. We broke ground on Station 17 in November. A wave of transformation swept through our schools. Construction began on Ashland Elementary, which will welcome students for the 2024-25 school year. There were a slew of renovations too, including the auditorium at Atlee High School, the gym at Rural Point Elementary, and a new music room and improvements inside Cool Spring Elementary. This is just a taste of Hanover County's commitment to investing in our community for a brighter future for everyone.
That fire station you saw, we broke ground at 3:30 yesterday. And so Shelby went home and worked hard last night to make sure that that made it into that video. But these are the partnerships and commitments that we're making to continue to provide opportunities for improved service to our community. As we think about connecting with our community, we've been doing it more than ever. One of the events that I'm most proud of and is just self-satisfying is our centenarian event. We recognize all of those in Hanover that are 100 years of age or greater. That is something that we will be doing annually. Not only did we host an event, but we also came here to Covenant Woods and recognize their residents. So Covenant Woods, thank you for that opportunity. Thank you for hosting us here today. But it's so much more than that. This year on 9/11, we hosted our first Community Day of Service with our employees and our not-for-profits and making a difference. Sherry, I see you down there. The team loved working with you and the ARC and so many others. We're coming back to break up some more dressers soon, I hope. But really, our ability to come give back to our community and be a part of our community is making our team better and seeing the value of everything that all of our not-for-profits do. And it's so much more, anything from our Master Gardeners. If you have not worked with the Hanover Master Gardeners, you're missing out on an opportunity. They're some of the most talented folks I've ever seen. And they come together not just for great gardening, but they come together to make a difference in a community. They were the first to step up when we had the COVID clinic a number of years back. And so much more. Our volunteers are being not only recognized locally, but for the past 2 years in a row, the governor has recognized the outstanding volunteers right here from Hanover County. Human services. You know, when you think about local government, our priorities are public education and public safety. But right behind it from a cost standpoint, our biggest investments are in human services. And the needs continue to grow. We have a changing community. As we have individuals of need throughout our community, we have to recognize them. You may not be aware, but Hanover does have a local transportation opportunity for our residents called DASH. This year alone, we saw a 25% increase in ridership. But we're not doing it all on the backs of Hanover County residents and taxpayers. We received a $750,000 grant to provide that service over the past year. We continue to take feedback from our residents and improve our services and learn from past opportunities, so much more. You may not think about opioids. If your life isn't affected by opioids, it's not maybe a priority for you. But in our community, since 2017, we have lost 120 souls. Just here in Hanover County. The region, substantially more. We are engaging with the region and local task force to make a difference in this community and prevent and respond even better than we've ever done before. Public safety. As a priority for this community, I can't be more proud to say that it's an honor to work with Sheriff Hines and the men and women of the Hanover Sheriff's Office. We are one of the safest communities in the Richmond region for a reason. Their diligence in conjunction with our community makes this a safe place. It makes it a destination, it makes it a quality of life that we're all proud to be part of. We also have some of the best men and women in service and fire and EMS here in Hanover County. They go above and beyond to meet the needs of our residents 24/7. And speaking of 24/7, you think about the 911 operators. They are the first responders. And so as we think about the need in changing markets, what you may not know and didn't need to know is we were down about 50% of the employees in 911 last year. Not a single call got missed. The employees stepped up, took care of the work, made sure those calls were put into the right hands of the right responders. And those employees, I thank them every day for stepping up. We're now back to recruitment levels and staffing levels where we needed to be. But those are the kinds of things that our employees are doing on behalf of all of our residents and businesses. Every day they're stepping up, meeting the need, and making sure that this is a community that we're all proud to be a part of. I'm also extremely proud of our partnerships with our public education. Dr. Gill, you and your administrative team and the school board, it's an honor to be able to work with you and know the commitment that you have to public education. You could probably explain this a little better than I can.
Hello, I'm Mike Gill, proud superintendent of Hanover County Public Schools. I'm proud to share that once again, all of our schools have achieved full accreditation from the Virginia Department of Education. This high level of achievement is a testament to the unwavering commitment of our faculty and staff and their dedication to cultivating and nurturing the minds of our county's most precious resource, our children. They continue to surpass state averages on standard of learning exams, and this year posted the highest pass rate in math and tied for the highest pass rate in science among the Commonwealth's largest school divisions. For the 11th consecutive year, our on-time graduation rate exceeds 95%, and this year's rate of 95.6% is third highest among the 15 largest school divisions in Virginia. We are a student-centered school community that is committed to excellence in teaching, learning, and leadership. Through this unwavering commitment, and with the strong support of our community, our tradition of excellence will endure. Thank you for your partnership and for your continued support of Hanover County Public Schools.
Most of what you see in the performance and results in the testing is due to the quality and professionalism of our public educators. Schools go beyond the talent in the buildings. It's also the conditions and quality environments that we're providing for our students. We've made the commitments in partnership with our school board to make investments. Ashland Elementary is the one that you've seen going along, but there's more coming along. Between investments in Washington, Henry Elementary School, Battlefield, and Beaver Dam, including others to come after that, we recognize those needs. Battlefield and Washington Henry, by the time their renovations are complete, they will have served this community close to 90 years. We're good stewards of public funds and managing the facilities and getting the most out of their lives. We're excited to make those investments. Those projects and reviews are underway as we speak. To do all the work that we do and to make sure that we maintain the public trust, which is critical to our success, is making sure that the funds we receive are managed in a highly ethical, highly professional way. And I'm extremely proud of the partnerships that we have with our Treasurer's Office, with our Commissioner of Revenue, and the day-to-day leadership of our Finance Office. Amanda Six is with us here today. Amanda, thank you for your leadership and the work that your team does, but really this is a team effort. We're working together to make sure that we maintain that AAA bond rating. Why? Because as we have to manage debt in the future to take care of those capital needs for our community, our AAA bond rating will save this community millions of dollars over time because of our financial excellence. It allows us to do more projects than we would have otherwise. We're part of a very small group of highly recognized jurisdictions in the entire nation, and it's something that we take with extreme pride, but also value and make the commitment to doing. This year, you can see our general fund budget was just over $350 million. Our total budget this year was approaching $700 million. As we look at our priorities, I said education and public safety are our top. That's where we put our money, is where our priorities are. Human services is generally third, but this year, because of our investments in capital, our capital improvement plan funding has also gone up. You're starting to see where we're making those investments. But just like you, with your employees, we've had challenges with the job market in local government professionals. We had to invest in our employees as well. When we think about capital projects, one of the questions I always get, no matter where I'm at in the county, is why are you investing here but not in my community? Why are you doing it for them and not us? But let's just be very clear. We are investing countywide in recognizing the needs of all of our residents. Every resident is important. The dots that you see on the county map there show where we're making our investments in projects as we speak, and there's even more planned. They are throughout the entire county. Not only in the capital projects that we have now planned for over 25 years, what are our needs? How do we plan for those appropriately? But really making sure that we're taking care of the needs of residents countywide. We do this intentionally. We do it because we're hearing from our residents and that's what they're asking for. To be successful, we have to do this together. And Brian had identified a number of our partnerships, but we have true partnerships with our colleagues in the region, with Henrico County, Chesterfield County, the City of Richmond. Our local partnership with the town of Ashland, I'm extremely proud of. I value my relationship with the town manager, Josh Farrar. Mayor, thank you for being here and all the work you do together with us. We are, again, better together because of those relationships and abilities to work together, but it's so much more. It's all of our regional partners. With the regional chamber, Brian, thank you. I know I saw Jack Berry here with Richmond Region Tourism, Jennifer with Greater Richmond Partnership. Thank you for being here this morning. It's those efforts that we work together on that really set us up for long-term success, not only in our borders here in Hanover, but within the Greater Richmond region. As I transition to Brandon to give you a little bit of the business highlights over the past year, I really just want to, one, thank the Chamber for all you do for your members and with us as the county for hosting this, giving us the opportunity to share the great work that's going on in our community. When we look at economic development, we look at how can we bring value add to our community. Our Board of Supervisors have set goals that they want to see 30% of our collective revenue be from our business community and reduce the dependency on our residential side of our community. And that means strong business investment, not only from new business investors, but our existing partners. And to do that, I have an amazing team that serves economic development needs of our community each and every day. You saw the screen earlier when I said we got some new talent on our senior leadership team. And I said then, I'm most proud when we can hire from within and grow those that have worked for us. And I'm extremely proud to turn this over to Brandon. Brandon had served as our deputy very capably, was clearly the lead candidate when we were deciding who we were going to bring in, and we did a national search for this position. Brandon's experience outside of Hanover and within Hanover has set him up to be the right person for Hanover County at the right time. Brandon, welcome to the stage.
Well, thank you, John, and thank all of you this morning. In economic development, when we bring businesses into our community, we always tout the fact that we have a very moderate, temperate climate, and only a couple of days a year are warmer or colder than kind of average. So thank you all for coming out on what we call one of the outlier mornings. So again, Director of Economic Development for Hanover County. This is month 5, but I've been here 5.5 years as Deputy Director and I started as existing business manager. Worked with a number of you all in the community, been very thankful and been welcomed from day one and made to feel like this is a home. And I'm very excited for this role. I tell people all the time, I wouldn't have taken it if I felt like Hanover was at the end of a road. In fact, I think we're at the beginning. So very excited for what's coming up. I'm also very excited. Many of you have heard me say how relieved I am to be fully staffed. That was something else that happened this summer and into the fall. We added a new office manager to our team, Beth Harper, who's back at the office this morning getting actual work done. Angie Wright, of course, is with us, and I think Angie, Ann, and Armand are all in the room this morning, so be sure to speak to them this morning. Angie does our marketing. Ann, of course, our existing business manager. Armand come on in September as our deputy director, doing outreach and trying to work to bring investment into our community. So we've got some very ambitious go-getters in the team now, and so very excited for what's coming up. So you don't get an economic development update without numbers. And I'm going to go through this relatively quick because I realize you can't read probably 90% of the numbers I have on the screen. If you want to know more detail about any of these numbers, at the very end there'll be a QR code that will link you to our annual report. And you can get all of this. If you're a numbers wonk, you can get all you need out of that. One thing we reported this year that we haven't traditionally reported in our annual report is GDP, gross domestic product, the value of all goods and services generated in the community over the year. There's a little bit of a lag time in getting data. We're waiting on calendar year 22's data. It should be out any time now. But I do want to emphasize a couple of quick things. You notice steady growth up until about 2020, and then a little thing happened internationally that year. And then, boy, we come out of that with a record high 10.6% growth rate. We have just shy of a $7 billion economy in Hanover, 20th largest in Virginia. I anticipate this past calendar year 22, which again we're waiting on those numbers, to be just as robust as the previous year. I'll also point out that during COVID, we grew by 0.06%. I think maybe one extra widget was made in the county that year that kept us above flat. Very few communities in the country, and the country as a whole, could say they grew during the COVID year. So very good sign for our community. There's a lot going on this slide. Just a couple of highlights to point out. We have record high employment in the community now, 63,000. We have a low unemployment rate. The 2.4% you see at the right is the very end of the calendar year 22. It's actually up slightly to 2.6% now. We still run consistently below national and international rates, national and state rates, excuse me. Average annual wages increased by 10.2% over the previous year. We're now at 54,000, slightly above that. You can see over the past 5 years the increase in total commercial square feet on the market here in Hanover County. This is total available. We've seen strong growth, of course, in industrial and flex, but we've also seen some office and some retail with more in the pipeline. I want to talk real quick about product development. We all see these buildings going up around the community, so I wanted to highlight a couple of them that are completed, nearing completion. We have about 4 million square feet in the pipeline. This is plan approved or under construction. This is down slightly because we are filling up some of the previously zoned industrial land, and so you're not going to see the large volumes of these buildings going up in the future. But I want to point out something about this. I hear this all the time. It's just a concrete box. It's just warehousing. There is a lot of warehousing in these buildings, no question, and they are concrete boxes. I mean, there's no denying that. Couple things. One, we have several new businesses in our community that would not be here if it wasn't for these. One I'm going to highlight in a second is ABB. They do motion traction controls. They make the devices that sit on mass transit trains that turn electricity into motion. That's being made in one of these boxes in Hanover County and shipped all over the world. And it's one of the most advanced, clean manufacturing operations you will ever go in. Pretty cool story. The other thing about these buildings, we have a number of existing Hanover businesses that could not expand if it wasn't for these buildings. Jones Sign, Architecture Products of Virginia in particular. These are your neighbors, your friends, your family members that would not be in Hanover County now if it was not for having some of these in inventory. So just to kind of put a little context about this type of product that you're seeing. One of our new businesses that came in this year is Performance Food Group, and I will let them speak for themselves.
Our new Performance Food Service Virginia facility in Hanover County is a 332,000 square foot facility. One of the things that attracted us to Hanover County was the opportunity to attract local working talent to our facility. We have been able to find a lot of employees that we have been able to pick up and bring in and train that have become very beneficial employees to us who have really helped our business. We were really excited at the way that the county, our developer, and the construction company we use all collaborated together to work really tight to be able to allow us to hit our timelines. It allows us to be more efficient, to be able to serve our customers better, to be able to allow us to offer our customers more products, and that's what they want.
Again, having a site and a building plan ready to go helped get this company here, and we're very excited to welcome PFG into our community. A couple more numbers I got to throw out. Commercial permit construction values decreased this past year, down to $158 million from a record high last year, close to $300 million. That's still well above our metrics. Very excited for that. Net new jobs, we have created in the community more jobs than were lost during COVID, so we're now ahead. The changes in jobs, I will point out a couple of things. Logistics, professional, technical, and information technology all increased their job counts in Hanover last year by over 10%. Business investment, these are new businesses coming into the community. Sanmar bringing 1,000 jobs into the 1 million square foot building north of the town of Ashland. ABB, again, I referenced earlier, 100 jobs, $6 million in investment into the Atlee community. Unilock to build a paving facility in the Doswell area. They're hoping to break ground early next year. A number of retail and other industrial announcements that we've had this past year. Bringing in new business is wonderful, but we like to grow the ones we've got and keep them here. And we had some success this year with some great announcements. Lutron, which manufactures shades and lighting devices, is going to undertake, or they're well underway actually, on a nearly $30 million expansion to add 200 jobs. Bon Secours, of course, wrapped up their regional medical center expansion, 24 more jobs and about $56 million in investment. APV, First Call Environmental Jones Signs, all expanded this past year, and this is just a small snapshot of what happened. That's up until July the 1st. So the new fiscal year, of course, for us kicks off July 1st. These are just a couple of things I wanted to highlight that's happened since then. We've had a Virginia Artesian. Many of you drink their water on a regular basis. Keep it up. That's fueling a major expansion for them. Performance Food Group, I mentioned again. One that, of course, a lot of us are going to be excited about. We have a new brewery in Hanover County, Intermission Beer, which has opened up near the Home Depot off of Sliding Hill Road. Beautiful new facility. Number of retail establishments that have opened and expanded this past year as well. I want to highlight partnership. We work very closely with Dominion Energy Innovation Center in the town of Ashland. We do a lot with entrepreneur and small business development, but we have limitations in our office, and so we like to reach out and bring partners in. These guys are doing amazing things at DEIC. They are actually now internationally renowned. They have an energy acceleration program. They have attendees this year from California and Australia attending classes being taught in Ashland, Virginia. So Ashland is the center of the universe and known throughout the world now. So if you haven't been to this facility or reached out to them, let us know. We're happy to connect. This is a wonderful asset in Hanover County's partnership between Hanover, the town, and Dominion Energy. So I think you all have heard a lot this morning the words collaborations, partnerships. We don't do this alone. We're not an island. These are just some of the partners that our office works with. I will call out one in particular, the Hanover County Economic Development Authority at the bottom. I know our chair, Trey Hayden, is here this morning. Not sure if any of the other EDA members are here. They're appointed by the Board of Supervisors. They've acted as an advisory role for the county. They help approve performance agreements, industrial revenue bonds. They've been a little quiet in the past, and we're changing that over the next year or two. So you're going to be hearing more from these individuals over the next few years. But I'll let some of our other collaborations speak for themselves.
In Hanover County, we're collaborating to support entrepreneurs and small business.
Together, we're sowing the seeds of innovation and sustainability in our community. We're proud to collaborate with the county on initiatives like the AgX program.
A few things that we love to do together every year include the Business Appreciation Reception. It means a lot to our members because it shows them that the county is here to be open and listen and to help them grow.
We've just received a grant from the state of Virginia. We'll be partnering with Hanover Chamber and DEIC, along with the two local governments, to support entrepreneurs everywhere in Hanover County.
Tackling our toughest challenges takes partnerships. And there's no better demonstration of that than the Chamber, Downtown Ashland Association, and DEIC in partnership with the county.
Again, growing and developing an economy, you don't do it in a silo, you do it as a group. And so we're very thankful for these partnerships that we have. Melissa, of course, this morning, we work with her and the Chamber very closely, but also, again, Business Appreciation, one of our highlight events that we partner with the Chamber with every year. Some other engagement that our office does, we do business walks. We visit 150 businesses a year. We work with our regional partners on education seminars, and we're growing that over the next year, so stay tuned. Work with Dominion Energy on AgX to help out with agriculture production. How do we get the word out about Hanover County? We work with the Greater Richmond Partnership, who's again here this morning, on national and international visits to try to recruit business and investment into our community. We highlight properties in the county every week and get it out to our social media networks, which, if you can see on the far right here, are all growing. We continue to do social media outreaches and campaigns. We're doing one now to kind of encourage small business shopping during the holiday season. While not mandated by us, some of the kind of things that we partner in, for example, not priorities necessarily for economic development, but things that we work in include agriculture and tourism. These are components of economic development. And we work very closely to help tie our producers' tourism assets to regional and local resources and assets. We have had record year of visitor expenditures in the county, over $220 million. That translates into over almost $1.5 million in hotel tax revenue this past year, another record high. We've worked very closely with Green Top on the expo that they do every year, brings in 25,000, 30,000 people into our community. I think I heard this year's people from Alaska even coming to Hanover County. So we continue to work with these. I will point out Esther Manor Farm in the bottom right is one of the small producers in the community that we have worked with, and we continue. I think Ms. Fielding is here this morning. We are not ag experts in our office, but we are business experts, and so we help connect and help her and any producers that we run into. And so I'll let her tell her story.
The Esther Manor Farm was founded in 2020. We sought to respond to the food shortage, and so we grow crops from Africa that are not only nutritive but also medicinal. And the idea is to create a space for people to come in and reconnect with nature. During the farm to table dinners is a great time where we bring members of our community together and we share our food. We teach about the traditions and the customs around the food. I'm just so grateful to be in this space in Beaver Dam. You guys have connected us to the local community. You've connected us to other businesses. You've given us ideas, and I'm just so grateful that America has created a space for that.
We're very lucky as a community to have a number of small niche farmers and producers here that are growing all kinds of cool crops. And so another one of the facets of economic development we're lucky to be involved in. Planning, John mentioned some of that this morning. We did an industry cluster analysis with Virginia Tech earlier this year. So we were looking at what sectors do we as a county need to be trying to attract and retain here in our community. We worked closely with planning on the comprehensive plan, so we're identifying kind of what do we need here in the county, where do we need to put it. That's going to kick off our economic development strategic plan this upcoming year, and we will be involving a number of you in this process, so please answer my emails when I ask for help. But anyway, we want to know, how do we do it? What do we need? What do you all need? This is your plan. This is not just our plan, so stay tuned for that. QR code, if you want to look at our annual report, we have it on our website. All of this information and much, much more is in there. We're a small but very busy and mighty office, and it is a pleasure to lead such a dedicated team and work in such a community that is so pro-business and so supportive of this community. So thank you all. Look forward to working with you all over the upcoming year.
Thank you, Brandon. Pretty amazing stuff happening throughout our community at all levels. Folks don't think about it sometimes, but ag is still our #1 driver of our economy here in Hanover County. Thank you all for that work. As Brandon said, this is available through the QR code, but also after today, the presentation will be made available, and the link, as this is being recorded here today, will be made available for you to watch again if you missed something. But also, please share this. We want to get this information out to our entire community to see the great work going on together. We're on the home stretch, so I just want to share a couple statistics that are important for us to understand as we look forward. You know, every once in a while, depending on where you live in Hanover, someone will come up to me and say, man, we're exploding. We got explosive growth, and we have all these new houses going up in the air. We have grown just as we've planned to grow. We've grown about 1% a year over the past 10 years. Our new comp plan manages in that same range. We're not looking to explode. We don't want to be someone else. We want to be the best Hanover we possibly can be. And there's an impact as the economy changes, as the feds have started to deal with interest rates and housing stock changes. We have seen a decline in new housing starts. This is an issue in a number of ways. From those looking for homes, the market is still extremely competitive. Wait till I show you the next slide. But housing starts have been down. But for us, what's important? We want to make sure we're growing where we said we want to grow. The majority of our new homes continue to be in our suburban services area, protecting the rural parts of our county. That is key to this board, and it's key to our long-term planning and success. Here's one that if you're not selling your home, you may feel different about this, but if you are, right now in Hanover County, the median sales price is now between $500,000 and $600,000. As you can see, that increase has steadily gone up. Even the new sales price, the existing home sales price has grown as well. So again, if you're not looking to sell, you're seeing an increase in your values, you're seeing an increase in overall costs and those kinds of things, but the market continues to be strong. As someone who just bought a house in August when the interest rates were about as bad as they've been in 20-something years, I lost 4 homes in Hanover County to bidding wars in a 6-month period of time. The market is still strong for the stock, but the stock is low. That's great if you have a home to sell. This is going to create challenges for a community though. As you have that median sales price going up over $500,000, where do folks live in our community that don't have the means to purchase a home of that nature? That is going to be a challenge that we have moving forward to meet the needs of our firefighters, our teachers, our police officers, our sheriff's deputies. Where do we provide housing throughout our community? But it also, on the upside, is a strong indicator that Hanover is still an extremely valuable destination and a place to invest. And from an economic development standpoint, that is a good indicator. We continue to have projects that you'll see moving forward. I mentioned some of the school construction projects earlier, but we have additional fire stations. Many of our fire stations, just like our schools, have served our community extremely well. But many of them were designed for volunteer stations, not 24/7 operations and the demands of today's fire and EMS operations. So we are looking at additional replacements and facilities as it relates to fire and EMS. Public safety, the needs of the public safety professionals, both in fire and EMS and in our sheriff's office, has outgrown the space that we have available. One of the exciting projects that we have coming for the entire region is the Fall Line Trail. Anyone here that values or loves the Capitol Trail, just wait. The Fall Line Trail is going to be even better. I like to think it starts and ends in Ashland. My friends in Chesterfield disagree with me, but it will run from Ashland to Petersburg, and Ashland actually has the first constructed part of the Fall Line Trail. The leg from completing the Ashland leg all the way into Henrico will be done. It starts this spring. It should be one of the first phases of the Fall Line Trail that's fully opened. We're excited about this, excited about the possibilities that folks will have to come into Ashland. But this trail, unlike the Capitol Trail that really only has the urban section of the city and then hits more rural Charles City, this goes through neighborhoods, it goes through universities, it goes through colleges. This will be a transportation network for many along the Fall Line Trail, not to mention the tourism benefits that a trail of this nature brings. Road projects, just as I talked to you about capital improvements earlier, we focus on road projects countywide as well. And as we're looking at our investments over the next few years, roads projects take a very long time. There's a lot of planning, there's a lot of right-of-way work, and it takes a while to deliver, but it also takes funding. It takes funding to move these projects forward, but now, thanks to the development of the Central Virginia Transportation Authority, the support of the General Assembly to create that for the Richmond region, we've been able to cut the time in the delivery of many of our road projects by half because of the investments that we have coming back to our community. We're making a difference all throughout our community, from Route 1 to down to Cold Harbor and Cretin area, 301, 360, you see those improvements going on now. Pole Green Road, long overdue, is moving forward now. We have other intersection improvements and roundabouts. You're seeing this, and all possible because of additional investment we've been able to bring into our community. Got to be honest with ourselves as we look ahead. There's a lot of great things we shared with you here today. There's a lot of promise and hope. But also, just as we're a good fiscal steward, we have to manage and make sure that we understand that the economy will fluctuate at some point. How do we plan for that? How are you planning for that in your businesses, in your day-to-day lives? How will we keep making sure that we can run a transparent organization and engage our public to the best of our abilities? How do we balance that growth and protect our suburban services area and the rural parts of Hanover County that we all love? Making sure that we can meet the needs of our employees in their homes and housing choice. Making sure that we're also recognizing that as more of our residents have challenge, and our schools saw an increase in the free and reduced lunch participants this year, we have an increase in English as a second language for some of our residents. How do we meet those needs and changing dynamics of our community? We're ready. We got the folks in place. We got the partnerships. Working together with you, we will solve for all of these. I'd be remiss if I didn't take an opportunity and just thank several of our outgoing board members. Mr. Canova Peterson will be finishing 12 years of dedicated service to Hanover County. Thank you, sir, for your service and leadership to Hanover County. Ms. Kelly Wiesek left us here early October to take an opportunity with the state, but she would have served almost 12 years as well. Mr. Manolo stepped up after the interim appointment of Mr. Alan Davidson after the passing of Bucky Stanley, who had served us for so many years. Mr. Manolo, thank you for your leadership and jumping in and willingness to serve the Beaver Dam residents and have done so very capably. And those of you that have not met Mr. Brent Helmick, please take the opportunity. He has one more meeting of service to Hanover County on December 13th, but he had the challenge of coming in when Ms. Kelly Wiesek moved on before her term ended. He has committed the hours and the efforts to be knowledgeable, to represent the citizens of the Chickahominy District, and thank him for jumping in and serving in those capacities. We also have 2 outgoing constitutional officers. Hanover is blessed to have some of the best constitutional officers in the Commonwealth, and I truly mean that. I've served other jurisdictions, I've worked with others, but the service that our Commonwealth attorney has provided to us for 16 years, and Scott Miller with 28 years of service, when you see these gentlemen, thank them for all they've done for Hanover County. We are better because of their efforts. We also have 3 new Board of Supervisors members coming in to join the 4 that will be returning. They're all with us here this morning, Mr. Stoneman, Ms. Floyd, and Mr. Hudson. Congratulations. We look forward to working with you in the new year. We also have 2 new constitutional officers. I believe our new treasurer, Tim Boshin's with us here today. Tim, where are you at? Tim, thank you for being here. Tim's already making a difference. If you didn't like mailing your bills to Baltimore, Tim fixed it. They're all coming to Hanover. Tim's working with the office. He's making some great changes already. Tim, we look forward to working with you and your leadership. Thank you. And if you haven't met Mackenzie Babichenko, she is a dynamic leader. She has worked with us for 9 years in the Commonwealth Attorney's Office and is stepping capably into the role of Commonwealth Attorney, values the importance of policing in our community and understands the needs of public safety. We're excited to have her stepping into this new role. Thank you, thank you, thank you.